No chicken wings first? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, we're back. We're into Game 2, the NFC Championship, the Overrated Experience, Sports and Sports Betting Podcast. Welcome back. Follow us on Twitter at Overrated Experience. That is Overrated, EXPER2 on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. We're here just before a kickoff from the Lions, 49ers, Game 2 of the day. We know that the Kansas City Chiefs will be heading to Las Vegas. I'm here with the lady from upstairs. I'm here with Adam from the block and Austin from Ajax. Our first four-way start to a podcast. Having a few beers, having a few wings, and we're enjoying some football. And what we'll do here, just like we did if you listened to the previous game, is we're going to chime in before the game, after the first quarter, let you know what we think of the half, third quarter at its end, and heading into the fourth, and at the end of the fourth. So a lot to go on here. So before this game kicks off, I'm going to go around the table. Let's find out who has what in what manner in the betting world. So let's start from the lady from upstairs. What do you got from this Lions 49ers game, lady from upstairs?
Right now I have Detroit to win straight up.
Straight up. Straight up.
Taking a chance here. And I think I'm going to wait and do an in-play because I'm not really sure about the over-under right now.
Okay, so you'll have an update from...
Yeah.
Are we really going to hear the national anthem right now? I hate this aspect of sports. I actually have to watch this on TV. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Adam from the block, what were your thoughts and what have you got down?
Well, my thoughts, just based on watching a few of the games this playoffs, is that the number is high, the total, and it's pretty much a guess, but on ProLine Plus in Ontario, I was able to get under 27.5 for the first half.
We don't like unders on the show.
Sorry?
We don't like unders. We do not like unders on the show.
I don't like it necessarily, but I just, I just think so. And then I also undered the entire game at 53.5 under, so.
Why are you interested in winning money versus the entertainment of it over? I don't understand this.
Well, the 49ers last week, they didn't get off to a very good start. They weren't scoring points. Green Bay had something for them. And, I kind of think that might happen again. I think the 49ers will win the game, but it'll be a lot lower scoring than...
Before we move on to Austin from Ajax, would you say that Green Bay lost this game last week against the 49ers or 49ers won that game? How would you position that?
I mean, I would say that 49ers won. Okay. But it's pretty borderline. It was a late win, and I don't know. I don't want to draw dead air on the podcast, but I wasn't really thinking about that game. They just weren't able to. The Packers were winning, right, and then they lost. So.
Well, we throw curveballs here in this podcast.
Yeah,
we never know what questions you're going to get.
I was looking for the fastball.
Austin from Ajax, as we watch the planes go overhead, as this game is about to kick off, what are your thoughts? What did you think?
All right, you guys are talking curveballs. I'm about to throw a knuckleball right here.
Whoa! Knuckleball.
Right, I think the Lions win, and I think they could win by 10 points.
Whoa.
Yeah, it might be a crazy one. And you know what? I will say, I think that Green Bay lost that game last week because if at the end of the game that Green Bay kicker hits the 40-yard field goal, even if the touchdown was converted, it would have been kind of like a 50-50, I don't know if we've seen overtime with the new rules, but that would have been interesting to see. But I just have a feeling. It's more of a feeling than necessarily reasons. I think Goff is a better quarterback than Purdy. I'm not going to say by a lot. I always tell everyone, I feel like the Lions are that team that have the dog in them, and I feel like they're going to battle it out and put up some big points.
That part's for sure. Their coach has that, that extra thing, and those guys are going to fight hard. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it goes, but I just think San Francisco is better.
Yeah, I mean, to me, these are both amazing football teams. They both deserve to be here. I got a feeling about the Lions. It feels like it's been years in the making. Even when they were like a 3-win team, they were fighting tooth and nail every week. And I feel like they're going to fight tooth and nail today, and I think they're going to win by 10.
All right.
Yeah, I think that the... What? You think they'll win by 10?
Yeah. Oh, well, I think
the Lions are by 10?
No, I think the Lions will win by 10. But that being said, I'm not confident enough to bet that. I'll bet the straight up because, I understand that it's a crazy bet. But I do think, if I'm guessing right now, 30-20.
Wow. Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, first
30,
of all,
21 to 30, maybe 9.
I was on board with the idea that the Lions could have a shot in this game, especially the idea they would cover the 7.5 that I took. So I took the money line just for the sake of, thinking there's a shot, but also took the majority of my funds and units into the 7.5 points for the Lions. But to say 10 points that the Lions are going to win with, that's just drunk talk.
Yeah. I made some big takes on the show. Why stop now?
That's true.
It might be an overrated take, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You are kind of the king of the upset wagers, so I can't really put too much pressure on you because you've come through before. So I'll give you that. So on the other side of things, I took Williams. Jameson Williams, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Jameson Williams over 15.5 is his longest reception yard on top of that money line play and on top of the spread cover. And I took the over for the sake of overrated experience that I hate unders.
Hey.
There you go. So that's what I got. I think the Lions be interesting that Dan Campbell has another opportunity to go for it on 4th down, make some crazy plays, 2-point conversions. I think we're in store for a big game here. It's hard not to cheer and think of Jared Goff and the history he has of getting dumped from the Rams and his journey with the Lions. And it culminates here in this NFC Championship game heading into kickoff. We haven't got there yet. We're going to get there. So let's see if the Lions hang in this game. We're ready to go, and we'll talk to you at the end of the first quarter.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck, everybody. All right, we're here after the first quarter of the Lions 49ers NFC Championship game. Big surprise here that the Lions, I guess I would say dominated, and they have dominated the first quarter, up 14-0 over the 49ers, the 7.5-point favorite 49ers. 49ers are on the move right now. They are at the Detroit 32. However, it's been a first quarter of Lions. What are your thoughts, Adam, from down the block?
Surprised. They've come out really hard, aggressive, playing great on offense, moving that ball just however they want, basically, running it, hitting the open pass, and San Francisco has just not really been able to stop them. Lucky for the Lions, the missed field goal there by Moody probably could have put San Francisco on the board, but they're not there yet.
Yeah, so it was the first, Lions open up with a touchdown opening drive. 49ers miss a field goal attempt, come back, another drive, punch it in for another touchdown. But before we begin, Jessica, who do we have here? Or extra fifth guest that we may not hear from him right now, but he has an interesting name.
El Caballero.
El Caballero. He's on there with the cane, and he just got his bets going. I know he's got. He's a little pissed off the Kansas City Chiefs couldn't get over the 19.5 team total, but we'll hear from him maybe later today or a future podcast. Austin Ajax, you are the one that stood here and said the Lions will win by 10. Do you feel that way at this moment?
I do feel that way. Like I said, I still do think 49ers will put up some points. I wouldn't even be surprised if they came back and tied it, but I think that Detroit's not done scoring touchdowns, and they're going to score many more. I see 3 more touchdowns this game from them at least.
All right, and the first pass in the second quarter is a completion. First down, and more. CMC. Look at him go.
He's a monster.
Oh, first and goal.
Took the whole Lions team
man.
to take this guy
Wow.
down.
So Jessica, I'm sorry for your,
Who's that?
lady from upstairs. What? How's your bet looking right now? You took the over or Lions? You took the Lions straight up?
Yeah, Lions straight up. And I said that I would do an in play, but I'm still waiting.
Okay.
This is how it's going, though.
All right. Well, that's the end.
There you go.
Sorry, interrupt you as you're opening your cerveza. So that's the end of the first quarter. We'll see you at halftime. Bye-bye. All right, it's halftime here. NFC Championship game, San Francisco, Detroit. And surprisingly, we're at a halftime score of 24-7 Detroit, which is not what we expected from some of us.
I saw it coming.
Yeah, maybe you've seen it coming off from Ajax. So we ended the first quarter. Lions were up 14-0. San Francisco jumped to the board. Christian McCaffrey rushing touchdown at 13:49 of the second quarter. Big interception at 8:37 for the Lions. We thought their drive after that interception would be stalled on a blindside hit on a blindside block on the interception return, but the Lions march down the field. They pick up a touchdown, make it 21-7, and then at the end of the half, they march down the field once again. Jared Goff coming up with some big third down conversions, and they went up with another field goal to go up 24-7. Now, I guess all thoughts were at the end there. Did you think that the Lions would pull the trigger and try to go for that fourth and like short there?
I think if this was a regular season game, there's no doubt they would do it. I think their coach just realized, okay, yeah, I could lose my job for doing something like this if we lose. I think to go like that, to do that in a playoff game when you can go up 3 scores, it's too ballsy.
Yes.
Even for Dan Campbell.
He's got balls. I'll tell you that.
He's got kahunas.
He's got kahunas. That's it. Actually, you know what? Is Adam's mic off? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's off. Okay. So, thoughts here is Detroit has been running all over Detroit right now, and the thought was San Francisco would be able to move the ball, and they're struggling outside of that one drive to end the first quarter, start the second quarter. Defense is looking good. Purdy's looking average at best. They do not look dangerous on offense right now, and I think a 24-7 lead. I have my doubts that the 49ers come back. I honestly didn't see that coming. What are your thoughts, Austin Reed Jackson? Can the 49ers mount a comeback?
I think at the beginning of the game I said it would be like a 30-20 score. So I think they're going to put up some points, but I don't really think they're going to scare the Detroit Lions, because I don't think the Detroit Lions are going to stop scoring. It definitely doesn't look that way. People are wide open. Their runs. I think I've seen a statistic that this is the most rushing yards in a first half that Mike Shanahan has ever allowed. So it's like, why would it stop?
Why would it stop? So, lady from upstairs, I know you got some good news based on being on Bet365, where a 17-point lead on a money line would cash out. Did this happen for you?
It did. I got my return already.
How are you going to spend the thousands that you've won here already in that money line by half?
Thousands?
Yes, the thousands.
Yeah, no. I wish.
She's going to Miami.
Is it a little less than 1,000?
Oh, yeah.
Is it a little less than 900?
Yeah.
Is it less than 500?
Shorten it by 1 0.
Is it less than $51?
Yes.
All right. Well, good luck in that pizza you can buy now with that win. Good
This
job.
is big money.
Hey, that's 2 pizzas.
That's 2 pizzas.
Exactly.
All right. So just some stats to look over here in the first half. We're going to start on the lower side here. Brock Purdy, 7 for 15, 93 yards passing, 1 interception. McCaffrey having a decent half, 10 touches for 29 rushing yards, but also 3 catches for 38 yards. So a lot of noise, but not a lot of results necessarily from McCaffrey outside of that touchdown. Ayuk, which I'm surprised only has 1 reception. Kittle has nothing. I think, can you win a game, in a high pressure situation without getting one of the best offensive weapons in football, the ball?
No. I don't know if I necessarily agree that Kittle is one of the best offensive weapons in football, but he is a great tight end. Look what Goff is doing with Laporta.
Okay.
Their dominant combination, right?
Yeah, Laporta's got 45 yards and 4 catches. And speaking of Jared Goff, he's 3 for 20, 145 yards passing. Montgomery, look at the rushing. 9 touches for Montgomery, 11 touches for Gibbs. Both with Montgomery was 60 yards rushing, and Gibbs with 50. And actually, obviously, in the first quarter, Jameson Williams with the end around got 42 yards in his 1 rush. St. Brown coming up huge. Now, we know he's pissed off. Ahmed St. Brown not making the Pro Bowl. 73 yards on 5 catches. Do you think this is a part of his motivation to kind of show how it is in the playoffs based on that snub?
I mean, I gotta say yes, that it is part of the motivation, just because obviously he's thinking about it, right? He's voiced his opinion on the matter multiple times, but I guess it doesn't matter if you're selected to the Pro Bowl if you get to the Super Bowl. So
we've seen Detroit in recent games, whether it be the playoff game against the Rams, whether it's the Buccaneers. The second half, they're not so explosive. At least we've seen the last 2 games for the most part. Do you see that changing here? Do you see them being conservative? Do you see them putting the ball in the air, more on the ground? What do you think Lions' game plan is here?
I think if they're smart, and I do think they'll do it, I think they'll probably just continuously run the ball. It's been their strength anyway, so why not do what also kills the clock with you with a 3-score lead, right? But that being said, I think they shouldn't take the ball out of Goff's hands completely because he's looked amazing, or he's looked really great on some of the throws. A lot of the throws that he's been making too is with the third down conversions that he needs, finds Laporta, right?
Yeah, he's been huge, absolutely huge. And lady from upstairs, if you check the second half lines, is there anything that stands out to you right now? Did I catch you off guard with that question?
Yeah, totally, because I actually forgot.
Okay, so
but I did say that I was going to make an in-play bet, so I'm definitely looking to look at something.
Okay, so FanDuel perspective, the Lions are 7.5-point favorites heading into the second half, which does make sense based on the score. Ironically, they were 7.5-point underdogs coming into this game. And the over-under is at 58.5, minus 102. 31 points have scored. That would mean, math-wise, Austin Majax, what would that be? They go over 58.5.
Sorry?
They go over 58.5. They're already at 31 points. What would the math be on that?
I don't have my calculator.
Oh, my God.
Wait, sorry. You caught me off guard with this math question here. We've been drinking a lot of beer.
The over-under is 58.5 right now.
Yeah, 58.
They've already scored 31 points. How many points would they need
27?
over? 27, you sure?
That was my quick math.
Okay, there you go, 27. No, that's not it.
What is it?
28 points.
28. Oh, man.
No, they wouldn't. Yeah, 28 points.
My bad.
Is that right? 28 point, man.
27.
That's 28 points.
Oh, there's the 0.5. Yeah.
No, they would need this 58.9, so they need 28 points. All right, so let's see what we got in the second half. Anything else that stands out to you? Anything, Jessica? Or sorry, wrong name. Sorry, my apologies. Anything, lady from upstairs? Anything about this game that's standing out to you?
I think the Lions are just going to continue, and but I think maybe just the spread might be a good pick right now.
All right, let's go crazy here for a second here. So let's look at let's see the what ifs, okay? Let's say this score holds true. It stays where eventually the 49ers lose after a few years of legitimate reasons why they haven't gone back to the Super Bowl since their last appearance. Injuries last year to the quarterbacks, including Brock Purdy, left them kind of dead against the Eagles. Couldn't do it. Now if they lose today, they're out of excuses.
Yeah.
So what, I'm going to give a bold prediction here. I see Kirk Cousins as the San Francisco 49ers quarterback if they lose now.
Really?
I see him as, I'm not kidding. It's
Yeah.
going to happen. I even if Kirk Cousins takes a lower pay cut, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. It's like the end of the first half and I'm already selling Brock Purdy down the river. Kirk Cousins might be your 49er quarterback. What do you think? Is that a bold prediction?
Yeah, I definitely think it would be somebody else.
Who?
No, not somebody else specifically. I'm just saying somebody else in general. If Purdy has a stinker like this in the playoffs.
Do you see him recovering in the second half, or are we going to see pretty much the same?
I do think, I think they'll put up a couple touchdowns, maybe a field goal with that, but I just don't think they'll be able to come back on the Lions' offense scoring abilities. I see the Lions scoring at worst every second drive, and I'm even predicting 3 scores from San Francisco doesn't mean they're going to win.
How would you attack the Lions here? Like Deebo Samuel really hasn't been in this game. Mm-hmm. Brandon Ayuk has not been in this game. Like I said, Kittle's not been in this game. Out of those 3 players, who needs to be the most involved?
Yeah.
Deebo,
honestly, I would say Kittle needs to be most involved because he hasn't done anything so far.
He's done nothing.
Yeah.
Zero.
So he needs to find that. They need to find that quarterback tight end connection.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then, as far as off the field questions here, we had wings. Where would you put the wings out of 10 there? I'll give a good solid 8.5.
Yeah, they're always good.
Yeah.
I'll say 8.
Consistent.
Yeah.
Is the wings the right choice for a football day?
Definitely wings and beer.
Wings
fries?
and beer and football. Doesn't get better than that.
That's true. All right, so that's our halftime coverage. That is our halftime take. Right now, we're going to head back to San Francisco from the basement of the bullpen, and we'll see what happens. We'll talk to you at the end of the third quarter. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. All right, we're back. We are done 3 quarters, and when we left you at the start of the second half, the Detroit Lions were comfortably ahead. and then all hell broke loose. 17 unanswered points by the 49ers. I had literally talked about the San Francisco 49ers moving on from Brock Purdy. And now they scored 17 straight points with 8 minutes into the third quarter. Starting off with a 43-yard field goal to make it a 14-point ball game. Then what I think is the most critical play of that third quarter was the Detroit Lions had the ball 4th and 2, San Francisco 28. They had kicked the field goal to make it a 3-score game at the end of the first half, but then decided here to go for it at 4th and 2, which they did not complete. The momentum has gone completely to the 49ers. 50-yard bomb to Ayuk off the face mask of the Detroit defender. They punch it in for a touchdown. Fumble Gibbs. 49ers turn around for another touchdown to tie the ball game. And now the Lions are then 3 and out. Big miss by Josh Reynolds on a 3rd and long. A punt by the Detroit Lions that should have been down at the San Francisco 1. Messed up by the special teams. Dumbasses. And then the 49ers start their drive. First play should have been a sack. Brock Purdy gets out of it, throws for a first down. And now the 49ers to open up the fourth quarter at midfield in Detroit. Things have fallen apart for the Detroit Lions. What are your thoughts, Austin from Ajax?
I'm still confident.
You're still confident in what you're seeing right now?
That's not what I heard during the game.
Lady from upstairs,
I'm a
what do you
little
think?
nervous.
They're crumbling.
This is not good. Brock Purdy has suddenly just exploded on the scene here. And the first play, the Detroit Lions look like they still got a game there. Should have been a holding on the 49ers, but Austin Ajax will give you one last chance. Do you really think that the Lions are going to pull this out?
I sure do hope so.
Okay, I'm going to leave the third quarter here because things are looking pretty. All right, I'll leave you with that. Let's talk to you at the end of the game. Bye-bye. All right, welcome back. We are done in San Francisco. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the 49ers hold on to win 34-31. The lady from upstairs is not with us because of the advantage of being with Bet365. Her Lions money line bet at 17 points ahead, and this is in the first half, cashed out as a win. Now, me on FanDuel and Austin from Ajax on the score did not have that luxury. So that 17-point lead disappeared, and the 49ers win, and we lose. How did that make you feel?
I can't believe they choked the way that they did.
This has to be one of the biggest choke jobs in playoff history. Now, let's be clear, and I'm going to steal some other commentary, that obviously Dan Campbell has turned this organization around. They're not here in the NFC Championship unless Dan Campbell is making the moves with this team he makes. But for God's sakes, these decisions in game scenarios to continuously go on 4th and short, not even 1, we're talking 2 and 3 yards, and leaving points on the board has to be questioned like absolutely tremendously here. I don't understand the rationale. And have you ever seen the movie Tin Cup?
No.
Okay, but the concept is Kevin Costner plays a golfer who just didn't make it, but he's an amazing golfer. But he had an opportunity to play in the U.S. Open, one of the majors, and was winning the U.S. Open until he got to a hole that it's on an island. And usually when you put the ball in the water, you take the lie so you can putt out, right? But his character couldn't get off with trying to get it on without getting into the drink. And he shot after shot after shot and shot. He loses the lead, but he eventually gets it on the green. That's what Dan Campbell has done here today. He has cost his team a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Up 17 coming into the second half. 49ers kick a field goal. You have a chance to kick a field goal as well, to go back 3 scores, and you decide to go for it on 4th and 2, and you don't make it. Find yourself in a similar position late in the fourth quarter when the 49ers are up 27-24, and again, you decide not to go for the field goal. And again, you don't make it, and then you butcher the timeouts at the end. I mean, they got a late touchdown, but I didn't understand burning a timeout and then not even kicking a field goal, but going for it, even though they got it. that it may be one of the worst coaching strategic games I've ever seen. I am beside myself on what we've seen here today. What are your thoughts? And a lot of big drops too, by the way. A lot of Josh Reynolds, big misses on big plays. Williams in the end zone on that flea flicker cost the Lions a touchdown right through his hands. So as far as my bets, lost the money line, backdoor cover on the 7.5. Got the Jameson Williamson longest receiving yards, or longest reception over 15.5. Give me your take. Like, what's your takeaway from this game?
It just felt like one of those games where one little bad coaching decision just flipped the momentum on its head, and it was downhill since that.
There was multiple bad coaching decisions here.
Yeah, most of them involved not going for field goals.
Not going for field goals. I didn't think Jared Goff played that bad. He played well.
No, he played a lot of drop balls. He played really good.
So the numbers here on the Jared Goff situation, he did not throw any touchdown passes. However, they, as I try to kill time, as I try to load up the score app. So Jared Goff was 25 for 41, 273, one passing touchdown. Yes, he did at the end there, I forgot. And the running game, Montgomery, 93 yards, Gibbs, 45. Big fumble, though, in the third quarter. Really just missed. Also, how many missed sacks and opportunities did Brock Purdy take advantage of on the ground? He had 48 yards rushing.
Purdy was looking like Lamar today.
He was.
He might have outperformed him rushing, honestly.
No, he didn't.
No?
So right now, Brock Purdy in the last... He had a 57-yard rushing game on October 29th. But the rest was max 14 yards. In the game against Green Bay, it was his highest since October. So just this game was the Lions to win. They pissed it away. Will they ever get this close again for that opportunity to go to the Super Bowl? Do you think this is the one and done chance for the Lions, or is this program going to be here knocking on the door year after year?
I do actually think that they'll come back and be a good football team. Will they be able to get to the Super Bowl? I'm not sure, but I think they'll be in the playoffs for years to come. I still do believe the Lions are a very feisty team with a lot of talent. Laporta, I think, has the potential to be the best tight end in the league one day. But right now, you know what? They decide to start kicking some field goals. I think they can win.
So Brock Purdy had 267 yards. He was 20 for 31. He did come to life in the second half. The 49ers scored 20 straight points. The Lions, with a late garbage touchdown, were shut out. Shut out in the second half. McCaffrey, 90 yards rushing. Deebo Samuel came to life in the second half. He had 89 yards receiving. Ayuk had some big catches. Obviously, that big one off the defender's cage and left him on the 5-yard line. Brock Purdy, how would you rate his performance today?
First half, 2 out of 10. Second half, 10 out of 10. That guy was electric in the second half, right? I mean, there was a lot of. I think it came down to, the Lions didn't win the game, or sorry, the Lions lost the game, and San Fran did not win that game.
The Lions pissed that game away so bad. It's like, and you're gonna see all these examples like blackjack. You got a 20 and you're ask for another hit.
Yeah.
Hit me. Maybe the dumbest coaching. I can't go back to this enough. The dumbest coaching display in a half of football all season. We just seen here today. Everything on the line. You have everything going your way. And you decide to leave points on the board when you can go up 3 scores against the best team in football. And he hits that field goal, I think the Lions win. I don't understand what Dan Campbell is doing. He cost the city of Detroit. I'm going to say it. He cost the city of Detroit. I was sitting here at halftime talking about Kirk Cousins replacing Brock Purdy. That's how bad it was for the San Francisco 49ers coming out of the half. That is how bad. That season would have been just a disaster. And the Lions just said, here you go. You want to go to Vegas? Go for it. Here you go. Here you go. I am so disgusted. I am. Now we go look forward slightly before we end here today. We're going to have a rematch of the 2019 Super Bowl where Patrick Mahomes won his first Super Bowl against the 49ers. But this time, instead of Jimmy G, we have Patty versus Brock. All right? And so right now I got a line on FanDuel. What do you think the line is right now?
Honestly, I have not seen it. I would guess Kansas City is a 3 to 4 point favorite.
Well, right now the 49ers are a 2.5 point favorite on FanDuel. And the over-under, what do you think the over-under is?
Let's say 45.5.
It's 47.5 is the over-under. What are your initial thoughts on this matchup?
I think Kansas City beats the 49ers. I feel like these teams that the 49ers have been beating, they have been beating themselves. And Kansas City is not a team that beats themselves.
I would say Green Bay pissed it away. And I would say that Detroit absolutely pissed it away.
Kansas City won't piss it away if they have a lead like that.
How would you make an analogy to compare the way Detroit just pissed us away? Is it like leaving your debit card in the ATM machine with your PIN written on it? Is that how,
I don't know
would
if
you
it's
put it
that
level?
bad, but it's pretty bad. Maybe putting the first three letters of your PIN at least.
I just did. Totally. So the first initial thought I have is, yeah, I do. Whoa, it changed. I'm literally looking at it. The line just went to now 1.5 favorite for San Francisco.
Wow.
We're live, and we already had a shift in a point. You know the sharp bettors are all over this right now.
Oh yeah.
They're all over it right now. This is the difference between the sharp bettors and the guys like us are going to wait till hours before kickoff to make your final decision. The sharp bettors are stealing these lines now, and it's amazing the different world between professional and non-professional bettors out there.
Who do you think wins?
I can't see Mahomes losing. However, is it a sign that San Francisco is just meant for them because of the way it's happening? Like when they got any sort of momentum in the second half, it was all downhill for the Lions, right? It was all like just the defense stepped up. Purdy was stepping up. He's taking off out of the pocket. George Kittle's there. Ayuk, Samuel, big plays all around. Just couldn't be stopped. So I'll have to mull this over leading into this 2 weeks.
It'll be interesting, even in a couple days from now, to see what the line will be at.
Right. Oh, man, this is just ugly to watch. But we're going to have a San Fran, Kansas City Super Bowl. Here we go again. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the special we brought to you today. Both the first game, the Ravens and Kansas City, which I'll post early this week so you can see the reaction or takes as the game is going on. And you can also hear this one because you're listening to it earlier, probably a little later next week, and have dropped 2 different podcasts so you can just see how it went here in the bullpen of the Overrated Experience Sports and Sports Betting Podcast. As I like to say, the pleasure's all been yours. The Overrated Experience is out.
Austin from Ajax, out.
All right. I get the last one here. Overrated out. Bye.